The first thing that I always like to say that if it wasn't for, we have to make sure that we have three things that maintain us. That's our air, our water, and our soil. And sometimes we forget about those three things. We only think about it when something happens. And I think that it is the objective of everyone here, because you are here, that we improve on this. So if everybody takes ownership and does what they can do best, then we will have a much better place to live. And that's my speech for today, and so we're going to go ahead with the program. With that, I'm going to introduce the Secretary of the Cabinet, and that's Dr. Lynn Peters, and he's going to introduce the keynote speaker, Heather McTeer Toney. That's a tongue twister. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks very much, Arnita, and it is a pleasure to be here and always to see so many familiar faces. And congratulations ahead of time to all the awardees, and I know a number of you personally, and congratulations to all of you. It really is a distinct honor. Some of you know that I'm not a native Kentuckian. But I have spent as much time in Kentucky as I have spent in any other state in the nation. I'm not telling you how old I am, okay? But I can tell you I have spent 26 years in the state of Kentucky on 2 separate occasions. And my wife and I keep saying they're going to have to take us out on that gurney for us to leave. So, but we really have appreciated very much the time that we have had in Kentucky. I remind the governor that he's supposed to love Kentucky. He was born here. It's our adopted state, and we just love it here, and we've had opportunities to go elsewhere, but it is a pleasure to be here. But thanks, Arnita. Thanks, commissioners, and we'll embarrass Mark when he gets here in an appropriate manner. But thank all of the commissioners for what you do. You know, I wish we could get you a pay raise, okay? That way you would be making as much money as you're making today. But in any event, it is a job that they have a great deal of confidence in what they're doing, and in fact, a great deal of dedication, which is so important. So, let me introduce our keynote speaker. Heather McTeer Toney. She was appointed by President Barack Obama as regional administrator for EPA's Southeast region in January, so she's new to the job. She was the first African American and first female to serve as mayor of Greenville, Mississippi, and she and I were talking about some mutual friends from Mississippi at this point in time. She was mayor from 2004 to 2012. Most recently, she served as executive director of the Center for Excellence in Student Learning and TRIO programs at Mississippi Valley State University. And Heather, there's no better place to be than in universities in many cases. They're special places, we all know. Ms. Toney was born and raised in Greenville. She's the daughter of a civil rights attorney and a public school teacher. Upon graduating from college, she returned home to work as a member of McTeer and Associates law firm. While working in Greenville, she realized how many community needs were unattended. And in 2003, she was elected mayor and then was re-elected for a second term in 2007. During her tenure as mayor, Greenville completed major infrastructure projects and involved the community in numerous health and wellness initiatives throughout the city. Now, as administrator of Region 4, she oversees EPA's most populated and diverse of the 10 regions. There, she leads efforts to maintain and enhance the quality of work life for the region's approximately 1,000 employees while effectively managing a budget of more than $500 million. As regional administrator, she will focus on advancing, on advancing the administration's priorities of protecting human health and the environment, including addressing climate change and improving air quality, taking action on toxics and chemical safety, protecting water, launching a new era of state, tribal, and local partnerships, and working toward a sustainable future. Ms. Tony has received numerous awards and honors. She was featured in the May 2005 issue of Essence Magazine as one of the 50 most remarkable women in the world. Ms. Tony earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology from Spelman College. We were talking about Spelman a few minutes ago too, in Atlanta, and her law degree from Tulane University School of Law. She is a member of the Mississippi Bar Association, the Magnolia Bar Association, the Washington County Bar Association, and alumni of the Young Elected Officials Network. She also served as past president of the National Conference of Black Mayors and as past chair of the EPA Local Government Advisory Committee. Very broad background and experiences. She enjoys reading, many of us do, and is an avid runner, some of us do. She's completed a marathon, a triathlon, and numerous other races. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and an active member of New Living Way Christian Fellowship Church in Greenville. Ms. Tony credits her parents, Victor and Mercedes McTeer, as a catalyst for her commitment to advocacy and community service. She is married to Dexter Tony, and they have 2 children, and we were talking about the children. You can read much more about Heather McTeer Tony's accomplishments in the printed program, but right now it's a pleasure to have such a distinguished guest as a speaker for us this afternoon. Heather?